just wanted to have a look at my tyre then, see if there was anything all over it. Basically, I think it's on camera because I wasn't planning to start recording it. But I left Loomies, put it into second, and the whole entire arse end of this bike just went, whoa! No grip. It's got more power than I realised. What a shame it wasn't on... Oh, actually, no, I couldn't have shown it. I was doing more than 30. Oh, something I need to mention straight away. You know the Yes It's Legal hoodies are mine? Yeah, these ones. Yes, yes. Great news, they are now available with zips. You know, the zipped hoodies, or zoodies as they're known. When we put the new hoodie design, the disc one, on a zipped hoodie, and I put one on, I was just like, over my leathers that is, I was like, man, this is so much easier. Why didn't we get zipped before? And I think we did try, but we couldn't find a good one. So I think one thing that you have to do is find good quality garments to print the stuff onto. We are but a little well, the company that I'm working with is but a little company. Takes us a little bit longer than the big conglomerates, but it's better to help the little guy. Personally, is what I think. Zipped, Yes It's Legal hoodies, now available, links in the description. When you go to the site, you go to hoodies, and then you go to like, yes it's legal, and then there's a little drop down box, and it's like options, and it's either the pullover or the zipped. If you want the zipped, if you want the pullover, pullover. I like the pullover ones, but not when you've got to put them over leathers. Then it does become a pain in the arse, I will admit. And now I've got to try and beat the rain, because rain is due, and I don't want to get wet. As you may have noticed, my audio quality's gone up and down a bit lately because I've been playing with different systems of where to put the microphone and what to cover the mic with and that sort of stuff. It's something I've played with for the past 5 years or so. You know, you always have a play, but I was just like, no, I need to get it better, and I think I've probably got it at a goodish place now. It's better than it used to be anyway. But it just reminds me of a few of the things that I want to see in an action camera. You know, it's something I've been doing, you know, using daily for over half a decade now, I would have thought. Is it? Yeah, I think so. Few people will have done that. I mean, like with the drifts. There's probably not many people who have used a drift as much as I have over the past 5 years. And you know, I do work with drift in the sense that if you go to actioncameras.co.uk and buy a drift camera with code I'm Spicy, you get 10% off. That's as far as it goes. You know, it's a little bit of promotion for them, and I get a little kickback if someone buys through my code, which means to them, they know I got them that sale because they have to have used my code to do it, which means they have to have watched my video, you see. So it's a good setup, but it doesn't mean they actually... They do take feedback, but they haven't really listened to me that closely. I talk about this with Jake regularly because as we've sort of come through vlogging, when I started vlogging, of course, it's famously known, I used an iPhone 4 with a hands-free kit. The iPhone 4 was strapped to my chest for visuals, and the audio was, so the hands-free kit in my helmet. Don't do it, it doesn't work, it's shit. How I got to over 100 subscribers, I think it was, using that system, I will never know. But you know, this is the thing, when I started out vlogging, the cameras weren't there. It's just, you had to like work your own little system out, or work out this camera and that microphone will do this, that and the other. You know, back then it wasn't easy. Now you new guys can just, you know, rock up, get your cash out, buy a camera and a microphone, and bingo, you are already as good quality as most of us. There's very little difference between what the low guys or the new guys can do and what the high guys can do. I mean, all the high guys have done now, you know, the most subscribed ones, and they're just using other equipment to do things, filming different things in different ways. But when it comes down to the bike, nothing really changes. I have seen, you know, Red cameras. If you don't know about Red cameras, they are some of the most amazing cameras. Amazingly expensive as well, but they've got one that fits on a helmet. Admittedly, it is massive. It's like having, I don't know, it looks about the size of the puzzle box in Hellraiser. There's a reference that will help you out. I could have said something like half a stick of butter. That's a bit bigger than that, actually. What's going on about? It's the equivalent of 5.5 knobs of butter. But these companies develop these cameras, and on day one we tend to be like, love it, that's good, but why didn't you do this? And it's like, it's so obvious to me and other people who've been using the cameras a lot. They know what the camera needs and doesn't need. Yes, okay, you have to make it right for all customers, take everyone into account. Did you see that hole, by the way? That was the hole that I missed the other night. Front wheel down there, you'll be in trouble. Yeah, they just don't seem to listen that closely. It's like I have the idea that, fucking hell, dream camera. I've always had this idea for this perfect camera, and just none of them seem to be able to nail it. You know, I don't like the way that the GoPro mounts when it comes to helmet mounting. When it's not helmet mounted, it doesn't really make a difference. It can be fine, but the rotational lens on the drifts is much better. It's such a great idea because you can literally stick the camera anywhere and just get the straight bit sorted by rotating the lens. What a great idea. When it comes to mic sensitivity settings, why only offer 3 settings? It's variable, it's done by software pretty much, so I'm pretty sure you could have 0 to 100. You could give us 100 settings so we could really fine tune it to get at that perfect level. Because sometimes 1's too low and 2's too high. Or I think the drift is pretty damn good. Yes, some of the GoPros can get, in the right conditions, better quality, and there's no denying that, but they just come in the wrong shaped box. So I'll give up a little bit of quality for ease of use and ease of mounting and that sort of stuff. You know, it's that, if you've watched Casey Neistat's videos, he's talked about, like, the easier that something is to use, the lower the quality tends to be, and the higher the quality tends to be, the harder it is to use, and you want somewhere in the middle. I personally like the 3/4 into good quality but a bit tricky. I can learn to use something, you know, that's fine, but I don't want it to be too much of a pain in the arse. Like the DJI Osmo is a great little stabilised camera that I've got, which I wouldn't do without in some cases, but my god, is it a faff and a pain in the arse. Of course, Drift's 4K should be with us at some point this summer, but I'm very interested to see that camera. I will be getting a pre-release, so I can do a review on it and let you all know what I think of it. Do you really need to film in 4K? I don't know, no one's really using 4K. Not uploading anyway. I mean, some people do obviously, but not many. But what you can do is record in 4K and then downscale it to 1080p, and it does add some quality to the image. But then you're dealing with a lot bigger files, so do you really need it to be 4K? The minimum it needs to be is 1080p-ness and 60 FPS. Oh, the clouds seriously dark behind me. I need to get that way, quick. Will I avoid the rain? Probably not. Okay, if I rev bomb through here, you have to like the video, okay? That's the rule, okay? Okay? So considering that I am in contact with some camera companies, I've never had one of them just say, look, could you write out what you want in a camera? Like, that just reminded me of the Simpsons episode where Homer designs the car and ends up coming with that ridiculous thing with like a bubble roof and all sorts of shit in it. Well, obviously it needs laser beams. There was an action camera out there with laser beams. It was a Contour. It was so you could line up because they had a rotating lens as well, but it had these 2 laser beams so you could see the rotation. It was not a bad idea, but it was like you have to put 2 laser transmitters in it just for that. Might have been a bit excessive. EP. Yes, indicating, dear. Indicating makes it much more obvious where you're fucking going. So I thought, why don't we all have a little discussion here about what we'd like to see in the next generation of cameras. You know, get in early. They're just both, well, GoPro brought out their 5 a few months back. Drift is going to bring out their new one soon. So let's start now. Let's say, right, these are the things we want. And I'll talk to Drift. And I'll be like, look, okay, next camera, we want to see these things. I mean, if they exist in the 4K when it comes out, then fantastic. You know, great, you're getting what you wanted. If it doesn't, I'm interested to know what you want to see out of the camera. I mean, the other thing with the drifts is they could make it easier to turn the camera on. They could make it easier to start and stop recording. I know they have a remote, but I don't use one because I have found that it can cause some issues with the camera. Like it can play up a bit. You know, some people have had problems with their drifts locking up and stuff. I have had that, but I found the way around it. And the simple answer is turn the camera on. Make sure the card's formatted in it, and don't try and record anything for the first 10 seconds. In fact, the new firmware that I've got on mine has a delay of 10-15 seconds automatically built in, so you can't start recording straight away. But that's quite annoying, because sometimes you want to record right then and there, and then you're like faffing, is the camera on? I can't quite tell, I'm looking in the mirror. So they all nearly get it, and they get some good things, but they never really nail it. And I feel like whoever makes the nailed camera, whether it be Drift or GoPro, if it nails the problem, everyone will buy it from them, even if it's some unknown third brand. So much more careful after earlier on, like, okay, I don't have as much traction as I thought I had. Having said that, the tyres were a bit cold then. Can you see this? I'm running from the darkest skies. No dust, get away dust! Divi was clean, well she was clean, but then I got right back in the rain the other day. No. Oh, can you see the strips of rain? No, not traffic. Not traffic. It's traffic lights even, it's worse. It's a narrow road. Fuck! That was possibly a bad idea. Possibly. No, we're alright. Thank you! Fuck. Don't go behind, because the RCM might swing out. A little bit, not much. That's a tip for new riders. If the back wheels are not on the back corner, when they turn, it will pivot and the arse end of the vehicle will go further into your path. So, you know, lorries and stuff are the worst ones for it. Minis won't do it at all. Boat trailers can be bloody lethal because the wheels can be in the middle. So they turn slightly sideways and all of a sudden you have a boat coming like 8 feet this way. Probably not something you have to cope with much where you're from, unless you live near the sea like me. But I know I keep saying I'm going to do the engine strip down video. I am going to do it, but I want to do it on a sunny day because I want to do it outside, because doing it indoors was a bit annoying because the lighting isn't great and yada yada, you know. So I think it'd be better to wait. Oh, it's got to be done. Just there is mattresses there. I probably wouldn't die. Yeah, of course, because the mattress will save my life from the 220 odd kilos of bike up my arse, squishing me into them. I think that's probably enough. We'll go this way. If I get caught up at the traffic lights, this will not be the quickest route. I hope that doesn't happen. Look at the greens! One more green, please. Damn it. We're gonna make it! Jeez, the wind's picking up as well. It's like Doris's third coming. That sounds like a really bad porno. Doris, the third coming. Oh, where I've been slowed down a bit, now I'm starting to get rained on again slightly. I'm really on the edge of it. Another 4 miles to go. I should make it. I won't dissolve in that time anyway. Might freeze though. But thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about cameras and what you'd like to see in cameras, what unique feature, because, you know, every brilliant idea is thought of someone to start with. So you might have the next big idea. Wait for it, wait for it! Yeah. Seriously! Bring back the spring, now! Fucking hell. Aaron Lamb, what do you think of the progressive access screen? I think 5 years of riding to get more than 47 brake horsepower is a bit much. I agree with you that it is a bit much, however, let's think about this. 16, 17, I think is perfectly fine. The CVT, I think, is as should be.